figuring out what the rating is going to be. And so you want to be able to regularize the model. The default layer, which is the best parameter for doing that. So there's a kind of procedure called course validation that lets you try out different parameters and see how well they fare on some other pieces of the dataset. And this is well implemented as a primitive inside scikit-learn. So scikit-learn is a single machine library, but yet again, we can actually integrate within scikit-learn some operators which, under the hood, let you distribute the computation and bring back the best model. So you start with the dataset, which you can do all the feature extraction in scikit-learn, and then run in parallel different models for doing the cross validation, and finally you can let scikit-learn do the expression of the best model out of that, and just use Spark under the hood within your pipeline. So let's see, I have a quick example here on what you need. So I have here the Databricks attached to a running cluster, and I'm going to launch, so I'm going to do a few imports here. First I'm going to load the data, some pieces of the data from this dataset, and I'm going to convert it to a pandas data frame, which is the standard way of representing data in Python and scikit-learn. So right now it is running in Sonic 3, which is why it runs on Spark Jobs. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have a bunch of reviews. So I'm having some problems with the Andrew Good here. So this is some data. It only has about 17,000 reviews. And let's make some shortcuts here from the pandas data frame. Okay, so now I'm going to build a pipeline here using scikit-learn. So let me launch it because this is what it's going to take a while. So as I was explaining, this data is going to come from the data frame, and first it's going to be transformed by factorizing the data, then doing a quick analysis to figure out which words are the most frequent, to discount these words. And finally, I'm going to run an algorithm at the end. I'm going to run linear regression, and I'm going to agree on the number of parameters. So here I'm going to run it from 20 different visualization parameters. And right now it is using the local computer to run all these experiments for different parameters locally, and this is why it is just using a few cores on my computer, so it is going to take a while, and it took me less than. So again, this is just really a scikit-learn pipeline. So far there's nothing distributed here. Here we go. So it took some reviews as input. It's just summarizing the output, and it tried to find the pipeline that fits the reviews with the ratings. Okay, so it took about a minute here. And most of the time was spent on running different experiments on this linear regression algorithm. So I'm going to use instead another version of this research algorithm, and that one has the same API, but it uses Spark under the hood to distribute all the computations. And the same thing as before, I'm going to have the same parameters. I'm going to use the pipeline light switch at the end, what's here to say I'm going to run this different experiment on Spark, but otherwise this is exactly the same code. Okay, let's fit it. So here we go. So here you can see how it's running a number of experiments in parallel, and it should be done. It takes about 8 seconds to run. So what happens here is that it took the data that came in from that stage, sent it across the Spark cluster, and then returned the best model, the best pipeline it learned from the different stages. And this is again, after that, this pipeline that we learned here is again a pipeline that is local, and you can move on to doing a data analysis then. So then we can continue, we can extract the best estimator we got, and then we can move on with our analysis. So you see here, the only way, the only proof really that Spark was used is that here it has the Spark complex. That's orchestrated computation. But otherwise, this looks really similar to a single machine code. And this is the goal here. The goal is to make sure that if you are using different primitives, you can distribute computations only when you need to, and otherwise you can reuse exactly the same template that you have for doing local computations. Okay, so we could use some distributed data sources here. The API looks strikingly similar between the versions, and we could just distribute the one piece that was causing us trouble. However, there was still one issue which happened at which is running the same code between the production environment and what we were doing with what we were building here. So this is one of the reasons why we see a lot of people actually using NLib in Quantic, so the machine learning component of Spark, especially now that the NLib features prominently the data frame API, also called the pipeline API, that lets you build full machine learning pipeline within Spark and NLib. So the data frames used by Spark are very similar to essentially SQL or similar version of the SQL tables, distributed SQL tables, or if you have only pandas data frames or R data frames, these are simply distributed versions of these data frames. And all the operators of NLib let you combine the pipeline API let you combine different machine learning operators that pass from one to the other these Spark data frames. And especially now in Spark 2, the data frame API is going to become the primary API for NLib. This choice actually was endorsed by the community. And if you're using Spark for doing machine learning, you'll see most of the algorithm now being developed under these packages. So if you have been using older version of Spark, you should know that the RTD-based API is not going away. It will simply be less developed than before, but we're definitely trying to maintain it and add packages to it. So you can still have access, and there are some layers, and then you can actually convert back and forth between this API. So one of the big features that came with this machine learning pipeline coming with Spark was the ability to persist data and to persist the pipeline. And this is one of the reasons we see why people are switching from the older APIs to the new one, simply because it lets you, on one side, having the data science team write the pipeline, express the algorithm, train them, and then you can take these pipelines that you have trained, give them to some other teams that run, for example, on the production data, and they can take care of deploying them. So why are you using this? Usually we see it because people tend to use Python and R, for example, to create models on one side, but these models are not usually something that you can use in the production environment, because the production environment works with Java or with some other technologies, maybe Java, C++, and usually we see some people taking the model they train and rewriting it on the just to make sure, and we're completely rewriting it in the production environment. So we obviously, and usually the data science team also has all the tools it needs to build this pipeline, and these tools are not available necessarily on the production side. So, as you can of course imagine, there's always some experimentation work, some sanitation happening, and since there are different code it's very easy to make a mistake on one side and forget to, for example, to fix the bug on one side, forget to, or forget to inform the other side that it needs to be fixed as well. So there's definitely some desynchronization overhead. So with the persistence API, you can do all the prospecting you want on the side of data science, and you can write the pipeline or persist it. And then this pipeline is also available afterwards by the ACLR in Java, because underneath they use the same implementation, and you can deploy this pipeline version. So we have a couple of people in the community actually accessing the pipeline API using Python and R to train the model, and then transferring the learn model then to a scale Java partner. And so since it is the same implementation in between, it simplifies a lot some of the issues related to deployment. So it has the TDD efforts for Spark 2, and it is now we have near complete coverage for all the three supported languages, so R, Scala, Java, and Python. And we have near complete coverage for all the algorithms available in Scala, Java. For Python, we are still a couple of remaining ones, and for R, all the APIs that were available now can use also the pipeline. And this is only possible because under the hood, all the algorithms are written in Scala, and it happens to have some bindings available for different languages. So actually a lot of care has been taken in making sure that the behavior across the different languages is consistent, which is not necessarily given because each of the languages has different assumptions, different programming models, and sometimes very different runtimes, and making sure that they have consistent behavior between the two languages was and it is still quite a significant effort. And of course, if you're not happy with the implementation that we provide, you can always read the JSON, which is available, and also then re-implement some of the algorithms. So using an await, you can run your code in the production environment. So you can put that to the pipeline. You can export this pipeline using an await in a format that you can read again using other tools. And then we can also still use Spark using we can use all the distributed data sources and we can still reuse some of the APIs that we have. So that was for Spark 2, which is going to come anytime soon now. What is the plan now for Spark 1 as far as machine learning is concerned? First, the most important feature is to make sure that all the different languages have the same set of features, and we aim at having full compliance full parity between the languages for Spark 2.1. One major effort that we would like to have now that we have this common API based on data frames is to start to rely on the Sentinel engine that PySpark to do some low-level simulation of the algorithms and to make sure essentially that all the algorithms within an LLM are running as fast on a single machine as they would with existing solutions just based for a single machine. So right now we are deciding which algorithms we would like to optimize for that. It will probably run the different trees and random parts, so examples of methods. And finally, we have been also a lot of work on providing a data frame-based API for graphics, so the graph component of Spark. And we are release available as a separate project, and some more improvements will be available that also rely on the SQL engine Spark on GitHub. So if you want to get involved, you are more than welcome to join us for Spark 2.1. And you can take a look at the main Jira that describes the roadmap, and also you can get involved in the mail list. There is a couple of, and we'll explain more details about the persistence on some blog posts. And also, if you want to try out the Spark 2 without having to compile it, so without having to do more experiments with it, if you want to do it locally, you can simply go to the Databricks, and it is available as a preview in the community edition. All right, thank you for your attention, and I think now we have a few minutes for the questions. I actually have a question about the integrating Spark and TensorFlow, one of the slides you were showing. Yeah, I was wondering, because it's like the TensorFlow and Spark are the same thing, so why use this TensorFlow in Spark? I love here. Okay, so the question is why use Spark with TensorFlow to achieve the same goals? Well, the answer is Spark is a more general data processing engine, and TensorFlow is really specialized on manipulating tensors. And so this is why it comes to trying to use really the framework that is best for each of the scenarios. And you can use Spark for doing all the ingestion and putting into HDFS, all these complex data sources for which there is no input for TensorFlow. Do some pre-processing using Spark, and then once you want to do the actual network crunching, which is usually a small part of the whole pipeline, then you can rely on TensorFlow to do that. What is the answer? What is the answer? You mean the two-dimensional metrics or? Also by answer I mean it's just either a matrix or one-dimensional vector or then three-dimensional cubic data. Essentially all those sort of numerical data sets are two-dimensional. Exactly. And while the Spark and the SQL engine can handle strings and complex structures and unstructured data and things like that. Alright, thank you. There were some questions. Yeah, I guess we can move over forward. Let's take this question and.
So you had the transition from talking about using TensorFlow with Spark to using scikit-learn with Spark to using the ML that's built into Spark. And you mentioned some similarities between the API and scikit-learn and Spark. Are they both using the same engine under the hood?
So actually no. So scikit-learn was designed as a machine coding for a single machine, and it has a very limited notion of distribution just based on multiple threads, and it assumes it can do some random access of data all locally. Spark is much more general for that, and machine learning can go to different computers with all the problems that come with it. So this is why the integration between the two happens just as a library. So you can either use scikit-learn as a subcomponent when you have a small data set on that you can distribute, or if you have a pipeline, as I was mentioning, or if you have a pipeline that fits onto your local machine but you want to parallelize some of these computations, then you can use Spark to receive the Python API of Spark to distribute these computations. Good. Let's see.
The sheets, in order to use the sheets, right now the only option is that you have to come to your cloud to use it. Is there an on-prem option for enterprises to use something similar to Jupyter or some other form of using Databricks sheets, but in our own on-prem environment?
So for now, so being able to run the whole solution on the cloud simplifies quite extensively the management we have to do for the different customers. So for now, I don't think we plan to have a solution for on-premise, but I'm happy to talk more about this. Yeah, I'm happy to talk more about it.
For instance, we're concerned about the data moving to the cloud, so we rather move the analytics to the data. So we like to use Databricks, but it just becomes a little bit difficult for us to go move our data there.
Okay, I'm happy to talk more about your products later for moving the data. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
So thank you for coming out. So my name is Mata. I'm a researcher at NET. And he's my co-speaker, Yoke. He's a researcher of NET. So today we are talking about the big data heterogeneous line on Spark. So Yoke, start this talk.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about predictive analytics. So NET is currently offering a lot of predictive analytics services to our global clients using our own machine learning technology that we call heterogeneous machine learning, or simply HML. And recently we are receiving quite a lot of need for analyzing very big data using HML. So this talk explains how we leverage our HML using Spark for analyzing that big data, and share 3 key technical points that we address to maximize the performance of HML algorithm on Spark: the sampling, MapReduce synchronization, and matrix computation. So these points are applicable not only for HML, but also design of any or general distributed machine learning algorithm. So I hope you will take away some of the points for designing your own distributed machine learning algorithm. And in addition to 3 key technical points, we're going to explain 2 business use cases. One is data science application for banking customers, more specifically demand forecasting of cash balance for ATMs, a lot of ATMs. And this is very important for maximizing operational efficiency and profitability of ATM. Another use case is on-premise deployment. So we know that kind of one of the big strengths of this Hadoop community is shifting to cloud side. High-scalable data analytics platform because of the security issue, because of the integration or legal perspective, or simply they cannot invest a lot of money for switching environment from current on-premise environment to cloud. So to meet those needs, NET is offering kind of appliance data analytics platform. Everything is inside in a very compact dense servers. That is micromodule server. Actually, in 2 use cases, it contains 42 servers inside. In this server, everything needs for data analytics like Cosmos, HTTP, Spark, HML, Jupyter Notebook for data scientists, Python, or the machine learning library are integrated. So, I hope through this presentation, I hope you understand what is HML and how we maximize the performance of HML on Spark and our capability in this predictive analytics area. So let me start from what is HML. So these are a part of use cases that we are offering in the market. And for example, energy order operation management, like predicting demand of the order in many locations, and then optimize the creation of distribution plan. Or for retail customers, like predicting how many sandwiches will be sold in the next 24 hours in store, then we can optimize inventory or price to maximize revenue or profit in store. Driver risk assessment, preventive predictive maintenance, these are very exciting ongoing projects in Singapore, and actually I personally working on these 2 projects. Channel attention are very important use case for NET, and I think for the very variety industries. So NET is offering this type of predictive analytics services using only single machine learning algorithm, that is HML. So HML that we have invented derives and transparent predictive formulas. So we have the very data collected from very heterogeneous data sources. Then HML explores massive patterns or formulas, and then combine multiple formulas to make high accurate prediction. So let me give you a more concrete example of how the HML model works. You can see data segment, like this is an example of household prediction. And you can see the data segment, like a female or short man, tall man. And then for female, weight, drink tea, coffee, or sports, these are the key risk factors for the different segments, different risk factors. So by switching the optimum formula for segment, HML can produce a very highly accurate prediction. And one very unique feature of HML is this transparency of predictive model. So deep learning is currently very hot topic in market or in industry. And we have our own deep learning technology, and it's very good for image recognition, natural language processing, information retrieval. But actually our enterprise customer or healthcare industry, public industry, they don't like lack of prediction. So they need a leader of prediction. Why machine make this prediction? So this is why most of our customers choose HML rather than deep learning. Even deep learning is slightly more accurate. So if you are a data scientist, you might think the model HML produces is nothing but the data scientist usually make in manual way. Like for retail case, partitioning data for weekday and weekend or sunny day, rainy day, and the daytime, nighttime, then apply the linear regression and see the fitting score. Then if it's not good, then change the segments again or put some new features and looking at the result again and this trial and error. So the beauty of HML is to automate this process. And HML, just putting data HML find the best number of bit segments and the best number of features or coefficient features, everything is automatically determined based on the Bayesian learning theory. So let me explain a little more detail about how the HML algorithm works. So there are 2 key procedures. One is data segmentation and another is feature selection. So data segmentation, HML finds the best segment. For example, in this case, locational feature, the data feature is key to find a segment. Segment is kind of change point of the data aggregation. So between here and here, data aggregation change. HTML identifies this three data segments, and this number is also the data file. In feature selection step, like the healthcare registration case, different segments usually have different key features or different key concepts, and even the number of concepts are different. So HTML quantifies the number of features, and these features are determine the collection of these features. And by iterating this step, it works HTML find the optimal formula, correct formula. So I'll explain. We have already delivered a lot of good analytical services in the industry using HTML. And recently, we are receiving big needs for analyzing big data. So for example, channelization case, suppose our customer has a service with 5 million subscribers, and we have the mass training histories. Then we have the 60 million training samples. And the 60 million is not a big number, but actually it doesn't fit to one digit on the memory of a single machine anymore. We need some distribution mechanism. And you can easily imagine this number can be easily bigger, like more subscribers or more training history. Suppose our retail customer, franchise customer, has 1,000 stores, and they have product, or they want to build a predictive model for 100 items in store. Then we have to build a 100,000 prediction model. But in case, the number of prediction model is very big. So to meet this kind of need for learning HTML model for the big data, so we combine HTML and Spark, and that is distributed HTML algorithm. And Mata is going to explain the details of the distributed HTML Spark.
Okay, so from now I explain the distributed HTML Spark. The reason why we choose Spark is the Spark in-memory architecture is very suitable for running machine learning algorithms. So on Spark, with one data loading from the disk, all execution of machine learning algorithm is done in memory without loaded buses. Yeah, this is another concept you know that others have been one of the introduction of systems to Spark. But unfortunately, others is not suitable for running machine learning algorithms because it requires a master loaded buses during its execution of machine learning algorithms. And followed by Spark, we can create unlimited scale training data. So Spark is a multi-bit scale architecture in common with the Hadoop. So we can increase the memory data CPU power by just adding the executor server to the cluster. Here, this figure illustrates the architecture of distributed HTML. So here, data scientists can use the Python interface of distributed HTML to build future notebooks. And the Python interface of the core of the distributed HTML implemented in Scala. And the core does all the middleware stuff, including Spark, Yarn, and HTML. So internally, the core informs us all the high-frequency computation libraries, the recovery, and the demonstration the execution of machine learning algorithms. And after the execution, the core is done the generated HTML model to the data scientist via the Python interface. Okay, so now, let me ask one question to you. Do you think that any design and implementation of machine learning algorithm can run Spark on Spark? It's unfortunately not true. So to run the machine learning algorithm Spark on Spark, we must address three technical key points. The first one is the data shuffling, the second one is the multi-bit synchronization, and the third one is the matrix computation. So in this talk, I will explain how distributed HTML addresses these technical key points one by one. So the first one is the data shuffling. Avoiding data shuffling is very important to run machine learning algorithm Spark on Spark. So even if Spark limited the slow capacity, heavy network communication must still display the execution performance because the network access is very slower than the CPU computation and memory access. The important point of this discussion is the size of training data. So if new data becomes a big size, so 1 terabyte, so if we design the machine learning algorithm so that it requires to Spark all training data during the execution, so this executor must shuffle the training data between the executor and driver. So then it produces much network communication and it displays the execution performance. On the other hand, the size of HTML model is very small than the size of training data. It's usually from the 10 kilobytes to 10 megabytes. So from this observation, we design distributed HTML so that it merges locally run HTML model on executor with the locally functional training data into a one fixed and one data model on the driver. So this design avoids the data shuffling of training data and it can run algorithm very fast on Spark. So let's see the execution flow of distributed HTML based on the design. So at the first step, the segmentation phase, so executor is aggregate the tree from their local training data in parallel. Because of the difference of the functional training data of executor, so the trees might be different from each other. Then, so the driver merges the tree, and then it replaces the one consistent tree on the driver. Then, so the driver broadcasts the merged tree to the executor. At this phase, so one tree is fixed on all driver and executor. Then, so go to the next step, feature selection phase. So executor performs the feature selection with the local data in parallel. So in common with the segmentation phase, the selected features might be different from each other. So the driver merges the results for feature selection. And it fixes the one set of selected features. Then so the driver broadcasts the merged results for feature selection to the executor. So according to this procedure, so distributed HTML continues the cycle of HTML algorithm step by step. So now let me explain the first point again. So the first technical key point is the data shuffling. And to avoid the data shuffling of training data, so distributed HTML merges the locally run HTML model of executor into one fixed and consistent model on the driver. Then so that it avoids significantly reduces the network communication that it can run Spark on Spark. Okay, so let's move on to the second point. So second technical key point is the multi-bit synchronization. So as you may know, Spark is a multi-bit synchronized architecture. So on such a synchronized architecture, waiting time or slow execution is a very seriously regulated CPU utilization of the processor, and it finally makes the execution time longer and longer. So particularly, such a waiting control executor seriously regulates the execution performance of machine learning algorithm because the machine learning algorithm is a CPU-heavy computation workload. So let me share one example of such a case. So suppose that we design utility HTML so that each executor optimizes one predictive formula in parallel. Then, for the execution time, things can be varied, and waiting time for the executor speed. This is because the optimization time varies depending on the predictive formula. So, to balance the computational effort for each executor, we design the utility HTML so that each executor optimizes all predictive formula with equally divided training data. Then, so the execution time is balanced, and the waiting time for the executor is significantly reduced, and finally the computation time is reduced. So now, let me explain the second point again. So the second technical key point is the multi-use synchronization. So, it's important to reduce the waiting time for slow executor to increase the CPU utilization of the cluster. So, we designed the utility HTML so that to balance the computational effort for each executor. Then, so the computation time is significantly reduced. Okay, so let's go to the third one. So the third technical key point is the matrix computation. Machine learning algorithm consists of many matrix computations. So, utility HTML also performs many matrix computations, including basic matrix computation, matrix inversion, and combinatorial optimization. So, it's best to accelerate the machine learning algorithm execution. It's very important to accelerate the matrix computation. It's a very good way to use the high-speed native matrix computation libraries like Breeze and Blur. But however, if we design the RGB expressly as naive, so there is a heavy computation overhead happen to all the matrix computation libraries. So let me share one example for such case. So suppose that we design RGB so that each element contains only one training sample. Then, so to call the matrix computation library, there are many data assemblies and the matrix object creation happens in one function RGB operation. So this calculation is very wasteful and they produce much computation overhead. So to avoid such a wasteful overhead, we designed the RGB of distributed HTML so that each element contains one matrix object type with 10,000 or 100,000 training samples. Then, so the distributed HTML can directly call the matrix computation library without data assembly and additional matrix object creation. So it reduces the overhead of the calling the matrix computation library. So let me explain the first point again. So first technical key point is the matrix computation. So to accelerate the matrix computation of the machine learning algorithm, we must be careful to design RGB of the code algorithm. It's very good. You might say that this is a trivial technique, but it's a very important and fundamental technical issue to learn the machine learning algorithm first. So explain this one here. Okay, so by the way, let me share one additional performance issue for the machine learning algorithm first. So during the development of distributed HTML on Spark, we noticed that the execution performance is seriously degraded by long-chain RGB operations. So because the distributed HTML is a type-based algorithm, there are many RGB operations happening in the execution and they are in a long chain. So if unfortunately the intermediate results of the RGB operations are crushed by the garbage collection, then so the next step of the distributed HTML has to recalculate the crushed results from the one available memory. So these are very wasteful computation overhead. So to avoid such a wasteful recalculation overhead, so we improve the implementation of distributed HTML so that it has the long chain operation periodically by the checkpoint API call. Then, so even if the intermediate results are crushed from the memory by the garbage collection, the distributed HTML can continue its execution from the select state of RGB by the checkpoint API call. But however, we don't see it's the best solution to this problem because the checkpoint API is the disadvantage. So we are still exploring a more better solution to this issue. So if you have any good ideas, please share them and let's discuss. Okay. Alright, so let's move on to the benchmark performance evaluation. So our evaluation consists of two parts. The first part of evaluation is compare the prediction error with the algorithm of bucket lead. In the compiler, we choose three algorithms of bucket lead: logistic regression, decision tree, and standard forest. And for this compiler, we prepare the full complex database from UTM and 2.3. So these experimental results demonstrating that distributed HTML achieves a low error compared to the three algorithms, especially a complex model in like random forest. The second evaluation compares the performance scalability of the algorithm of bucket lead. So these figures compare the normalized processing time between the algorithm and the number of CPU cores. So these experimental results demonstrated that the performance scalability of distributed HTML is competitive with that of bucket lead implementation. Especially so, distributed HTML achieves the performance and overcomes the performance scalability of random forest. Random forest is a very good implementation of bucket lead, but here distributed HTML is competitive to that one. Okay, so let's move on to the evaluation in real use case. To demonstrate the value of distributed HTML in real use case, we performed one case study of the KTM cache prediction with real data. So let me explain the abstract of this case here. So suppose that each ATM store sells $50,000 US. Therefore, if we have 20,000 ATM, so the total size of stocks becomes $1 billion US. So it's very big cash. So even if we reduce the stocks by only 10%, so we can invest $100 million US for other purposes. So it's a very big chance to earn more revenue for the customers. But if we reduce the stock too much, the risk of stock increases and the customer satisfaction must be degraded. So in this case, high predictive accuracy is very important and it is also important to keep the accuracy. So in this version, first we evaluate the training speed of distributed HTML. So distributed HTML can complete its execution in only 2 hours. This is marked 110 times speed from the original or zero HTML. So this means that distributed HTML provides and updates its HTML model day by day. And it can provide a high accuracy HTML model with day by day iterative updated training data. So actually in this case, we can improve the execution performance of the zero HTML by dividing the training data into small parts. But unfortunately, it must degrade the application accuracy because generates. On the other hand, distributed HTML can use the whole training data during the execution. So finally, so distributed HTML must have 70% over updated data compared with the zero HTML. So this means the distributed HTML can provide a more accurate model to customers. So okay, so by the way, how to deliver the data analytics platform to the customers is a very important topic of the solution vendor. So so to quickly deliver the HTML data analytics platform to many enterprise companies, we are developing a all-in-one appliance for HTML data analytics using our unique server data micromodule server. So here let me introduce this concept. So as you may know, so cloud service provides a very quick start of distributed data analytics. So on the cloud services, data scientists can start their data analytics with low computational effort for middleware using the Spark and HTML, and they can start with no space and computation cost and no operational effort. But however, cloud service also has 3 disadvantages for big data analytics. So first, it costs a high table use charge for big data analytics. Second, it requires a complicated software design for your data analytics application because your application must run in an unreliable computing environment like for the internet. Third, cloud service still has data leakages because you must upload your computational data to cloud service via internet. On the other hand, on-premise deployment still has diverse advantages and disadvantages of the cloud services. So it's very difficult to start, launch, and operate the Spark cluster from scratch, and the cost of the installation, operation, and space and power consumption are generally high. So to break out the dilemma between the cloud services and on-premise deployment, we are developing an all-in-one data analytics appliance for the HTML data analytics. So the concept of our HTML data analytics appliance is quick and analytics. So on our appliance, data scientists can start their data analytics quickly, powered by the all-in-one software stack, including the HTML data analytics engine